push hands were his corrections. I'm just explaining to the class about, in this part of the corrections now, I guess it's a correction anyway, so yeah, you can do it, but you shouldn't be doing these sort of things until you've learnt your push hands has come to a higher level. I'm talking about attacking and defensive methods in push hands. So at the moment we're just doing the basic push hands, and we're learning to defend ourselves using the movements of the body and the movements of push hands, etc. But later on you'll be doing things like a technique is something like a push, or one of these things, a chi from the side, or maybe a pull down, or something like that. That's a technique in our push hands. But once the person is up to this level, firstly, they must be, if you're doing these techniques, then both people must be at a level where they can do these techniques. In other words, they must be advanced practitioners of push hands to begin with anyway. And so therefore, if I'm starting to do, like you'll notice that if someone's just coming up the ladder and they're ready to do their push hands techniques, their level of push hands competence has risen a little bit. By the way, it's called conscious competence. When we do, conscious competence is when you first start to learn things. Like when you're at a level where you're doing your push hands, you've just gone beyond the level of learning the movement, and you're happy with the movements of push hands, and you start to learn some techniques. It's called consciously being competent. So in other words, you're consciously thinking, oh, is he going to hit me now? And if he hits you, sure, you might have just enough time to defend it, you see? And that's called being consciously competent. But it's not the best state to be in. It's the second best state to be in. The best state to be in is subconsciously competent, unconsciously competent, so that when something happens to you, you just do it, and it happens at a subconscious level. So that's the level that you get simply through doing the training and working your way up all the time. So if you're working with, if I'm a beginner and I'm just getting up to that point now where I'm learning a few techniques, what my partner will feel is he'll feel when I'm going to do the techniques, you know. So if, for instance, I'm going to do something like I'm going to take his arm, and I'm going to roll it over and do that sort of a thing to his arm, a little lock on the wrist, and try and do, or I won't even be doing that. I'm just going to try and do a lock on the elbow like that. Your partner will your partner will literally get to the point where they can even feel you thinking about it. So in the beginning, it'll be a physical telling. So you'll be going, you know, you can see it coming a mile off. You go, oh, the hand's coming, doing like that. Next, even when you get it to a fair sort of competence physically, where you can just do it fairly fast and easily, your partner will still be able to even feel when you're going to do it, because you will have thought so much about it. And remember, thought is electrical activity. It's chi transference. That's what thought is. It's chi transference. All thought can be picked up by very sensitive electromagnetic machines. All activity in your body is electrical and electromagnetic. You can pick it up on machines. And so, obviously your brain is the highest machine of anything ever invented. We've lost that ability, but we can regain it until you can actually get to the point where you can feel the person's thought coming. So what you have to do as the person doing this method is to get to a point where you don't telegraph anything. You don't let the person know when you're going to do something. This is very important in the martial arts, of course, and we train for it in our push hands. So if you're going to do that method that I just did then, you won't telegraph it there. You'll just be doing the normal move. See, that's when you get the lock on, you see. I mean, it's got to be fast, but you don't telegraph it. You don't think about the move that you're going to do. You have like a block. And remember, everything you think happens in your body. So if you think, put a block, I like to think of a iron case around my mind so that the thoughts won't be transferred. And it helps if you drop your tongue to the lower palate to stop that chi transference going into the person. When you're helping someone, you put your tongue on the hard palate up the top. When you're trying to hurt someone and you don't want them to feel when you're going to attack, you put it on the lower palate. Then you drop up to the upper palate to still hurt them. So you put that around yourself, and you don't let them know when you're going to attack. For instance, if I'm going to attack with a chi, and I think Paul's thought about it already, see, he's getting ready to defend, see, against this chi, because I've not only transmitted